So a couple of days ago, I had a potential new client call me and asked me if I could fix her computers and how much I charge. And I told her, I said, well, if I'm coming to your home, it's $100. And she kind of balked at it and basically said, I'll call you back if I decide to do it. And I'm sitting here going, okay. But her problem is this is her story. As for exactly what it was, I don't know. But she claims she read a story, a conservative article, about a social, or not a social, a journalist, or so-called journalist, we don't know, Turner something, I don't know. I don't watch the news media enough to know who's who and what's what. So she said she had posted that article on Facebook, and the next thing she knew, she was blocked from Google and from YouTube. I thought that was kind of strange. I have never, Facebook is Facebook, Google is Google. The two are not linked in such a fashion. I mean, they do business together, but they're not linked in that particular fashion. So if you posted an article that may or may not have been true on Facebook and Facebook flagged it, they usually put a cover over it that says that, this claim is false. If you do it repeatedly, you go to Facebook jail. We've all been there probably. If you've never been to Facebook jail, don't go there. I went to Facebook jail asking for Girl Scout cookies, and I've got a post of that on my Facebook page, actually, where I was asking for Girl Scout cookies. Somehow or another, it got flagged that I was looking for drugs. And I had to do 3 days in jail, which is basically means you're kicked off of Facebook. You can look, but you can't interact. So anyways, yeah. So that was her comment. She posted something on Facebook and got kicked off of Google and YouTube. And I thought, no, that's... I'm curious now. I'm still going to charge you $100 to fix your stuff because I got to make a living too, but I've never seen or heard of this. Well, in closing, she made the comment, well, I'll just search for the number for Google and give them a call. I'm like, okay, well, just be aware that, the numbers, be aware of what you're searching for, because if you put in the number or, word your request so you get the right information and cross-check it. And she thanked me and hung up. So I wanted to show you this because for years I kept telling people, and for the most part it's true, big corporations, Google, Facebook, Microsoft, for you and for me and all of us little people in the world who, do our jobs 9 to 5, so on and so forth, those big corporations don't care about us. They've got their little bit of money from us. They don't care about us. If you have a problem with your computer, you know what they're going to say? And this is why I tell people when these scam calls come in, Microsoft will never call you, Google will never call you, Amazon will never call you because they don't care about you. You are just a wheel in the cog, or just a cog in the system. You are meaningless to them. So again, going back to what she was saying, she goes, I'll just call Google. And so I thought, let's look for Google's phone number. And I was like, so there's Smarter, Google Voice. I've talked about Google Voice before. Not really, contact numbers, Google Help number. It's funny. Those are ads. Always be cautious of ads. But on the first page, there's not one there. And so let's flip over to page 2 just to see if there's a Google number listed. Nope, nothing there. However, it really depends on how you word your question. Google's phone number. Yeah, that didn't bring up anything. But sometimes you could do this, and yeah, customer service phone number. Now let's look here. Look, there's a phone number, but there's a caveat to this. This is for Google's Merchant Center. And if you're not sure what a Merchant Center is, for the most part, that is for processing credit cards. So that only goes to like one division of Google. There is not like a phone number for Google support. However, there is Google support, and that's why we're saying for most of us, in the lower ranks of the society, and I don't mean that to sound bad, but the average person, you, me, Google doesn't give a rat's butt about us. We're just dollar signs and data to them. And so there is Google support. And if you go over here, you could look for help regarding specific information. There is a phone number for Google, and I thought this was funny. I came across it in doing a little bit of research for this. If you look for Google Contact Us, let me see if I can find it again. There you go. So there's Google's LLC. And if you look for that, there is a phone number for Google to call their HQ. And so I just wanted you to make aware of that. There is a non-toll-free number. I think it goes to 603 area code. I can't remember, but yeah, there is a number. The other thing you have to be aware of is look at where you're going for the phone number. See, if I saw this, I wouldn't trust it. I might look at it, but I wouldn't trust it. This sounds, just looking at it, this just sounds, fake to me, just by looking at it. Because it's talking about, Google's phone number. Here it is. And I bet you if you called them, that number, then they would probably want to charge you $200, $300, $400, $500, $600 for it. So, sites, okay, Google Sites. Here's a phone number for Google Sites. Legit or not, I don't know. But if there was a legitimate phone number, and there is one somewhere, let me find it. LLC. Let's do that LLC search. Google LLC HQ phone number. And it should show up under their Contact Us. Corporate offices, About Us. Here we go. There. That's the only phone number I have ever found for Google. For Google HQ. And even if you called that number, I can't guarantee you would get anybody or anybody that would help you. So, in that regard, just be aware that a lot of these phone numbers you see posted on search engines for big corporations that you think would care about you, but reality is they could care less. A lot of them phone numbers go back to fake scam sites, or here, let me remote into your computer, let me show you. And I've shown videos of this too, where they do the NetStat scam. Let me bring it up here on command prompt. Sorry about that. There it is. So we're going to run this as administrator because I need administrator privileges to run this. Yes, allow it to make changes. Again, I've showed this in a previous video where these scammers will use NetStat to scare the bejesus out of you, saying that these are all the people breaking into your computer. No. This is the connections that your computer has with all the world to do what it needs to do, especially across the internet. So, yeah. So if someone, let me remote into it and fix it, and then they want to charge you $200, $300, $400, $500, $600 to do it, no, just no. So, but going back to that, again, these big companies do not have published phone numbers. This is the Microsoft, this is the Microsoft customer support number, and if you call them, one, you're going to get a robot. Two, eventually they end up directing you back to their website and leave us an email, open up a ticket, chat with us, to get a live human through Microsoft is one rare. And if you do get them, they contract out a lot of their services to India and Pakistan and China. So you get someone who has a heavy accent, and it's difficult to understand them at sometimes. And then even then you might want to be cautious, because if they ask you, can I remote into your computer, be cautious. Don't do it, just to be safe. So Reality is, big corporations don't give a rat's butt about you. And if you think you're just going to jump online and search for a phone number, it might not be a legitimate phone number. It might direct into a scam tech support call center. So just to be aware of that. So that's just some insights. Like I said, and I've said it time and time again to people, big corporations don't care about you. Only little people care about you. I will take care of you if I can. Or there's a couple of other IT companies in the area that will take care of you. If you don't want to deal with me, that's perfectly fine. Um, if you have to use a corporate chain because that's how you feel you're comfortable, there is Geek Squad and tech support at Staples if you want to use them. But I feel that I give the better service and the better price. So, but yeah, that's just my thoughts. If you've got questions, you can give me a call. You can post it on my Facebook channel. Or if you have a Google account, you can subscribe or whatever. You can leave a comment, like, share, all the other good stuff. In the video details below, it gives you ways of getting a hold of me. And if you want to donate to the cause, you can. But yeah, the reality is, and I've said it time and time again, big corporations don't care about you, and they don't care about me. They got their little $20, $30, $40 off of us when they sold us whatever it was they sold us, and now you can go off into a little corner and disappear, and they would care less. So, they're not going to send you roses at your funeral. So, and that's just the reality of it. And so if you think you're going to call them up and say, hey, fix my stuff, no, it's not going to happen. So anyways, like I said, like, share, subscribe, leave your comments down below. Talk to you later.